Question number 91. Tell me about 10 national current events, 10 international, their details with analytical introspection. Now, these 10 nationals and 10 international, you need to research. You need to go back and remember what are the, I wouldn't say 10, I would multiply it to 30. 30 national and 30 international issues. If you write it down, what are the major ones, their major points? I always teach people, if they want to capture more in their memory, they should not write elaborative sentences. They should write points. So if you have got 30 and you've written points, you will be able to create a picture and remember them. Now, why are they asking you? They want to see how aware you are of the world. If you are not aware, unfortunately, you will suffer. An officer who is aware of the world, aware of what is happening, is more appreciated. Imagine you are the father of your family and your child comes and asks you a question and then you don't have any answer. How embarrassed you would be. Similarly, if the troops come up with asking you certain things on national and international you don't know, it would be very embarrassing. So, please prepare that. Presently, you have got a lot of issues in international scenario, Middle East conflict, you have Ukraine war, you have Taiwan there, you have Indian issues, you have BRICS, you have many more other aspects which are developing related to visas of America, American issues, climate zones. These are all international issues. National, you have other kind of things happening in the country, regularization of country. Talk about them. They're detailed with analytical. Now you'll have to be ready with it. What do you have to cover? Not only the issues, what is happening, but what do you think is the possible solution also, in a general way, so that it will be appreciated that you do think. Now, whatever you're thinking of a general solution should be a conclusion of a study of experts. That will automatically go good. Next, we come down to your question number 92. Your favorite personality, details of the favorite personality, why you count him, her as a favorite, and other personality which you like. Now, why do they ask you this question? They want to see your inspiration zone. You can always have a favorite personality. One can be one which you really like in terms of speaking, in terms of whatever you have picked up from the different things. And if that person, where he was born, what he did, what he did not, in case it's a public figure. And the second, it can be your personal father also. It can be your mother, who can be your favorite person, or a relative who has set the tone of inspiration and you feel inspired. You can say that. And why you count, you can tell the reasons. Another personality which you like, that also you can tell. There can be one, two more which you like. You know, sometimes you like different personalities on different perspective. Someone you like as a speaker, someone you like as a looks, someone you like in terms of demeanor, behavior. So you can put that. Is it clear? Now we come down to question number 93. What would you do if situations given to with deep probe in form of multiple to check your evaluation in depth? Now this is something which is called a verbal reaction test, which is given in the interview where they give you a situation and then they say, no, this is not possible. When you give the solution, they say this is not possible. Think further. Then you think further, you give a solution, then say this is also not possible. Then the next. This way they want to see how deeply you can think and analyze. This is called verbal reaction test. I hope you've understood. Suppose they will give you want to marry a girl and your fathers are not agreeing. What will you do? I'll convince them. Still not convinced. Then I'll take the help of my other relatives to make them understand. Still not understood. Then make them meet the girl. Still not understood. Meet their parents. Not understood. Then wait for a certain time and then take the help of maybe my sister, my aunt, and thereafter re-communicate. Still not understood. Ask them the reason so that if it is logical, if they're giving something which is relevant, accept that. Otherwise, negotiate and convince them that they should not think so. Don't become a victim of emotional blackmail from either side. Neither the girl, neither the parents. You should be balanced because that is sustainable. On the long run, you will enjoy a healthy relationship with both of them. So understood? This kind of verbal reaction test is given. and you may get n number of verbal reaction tests. You have to prepare. Yes, we'll give you certain things in a separate thing. We'll create a session where we will talk about verbal reaction tests, where we will take you to the depth of thought and train your mind for that. Next, what have you been scolded by teachers? How often and why? Whom are you closer to and why? You know, this can also be with your parents, but here it is about your teachers. If you have been scolded once or twice is okay. If you are shameless that you get scolded every now and then it is a very sad story. And if you have been scolded by some teacher, you must have understood that you did that error. Did you repeat after that? No. Did you become more alert? Yes. That is it. You should give the answer. There are many times when we get scolded by a chemistry lab teacher because we do silly experiments which sometimes blast off. And it's dangerous. So we get scolded. It's relevant. That's okay. Sometimes in biology class, who people do dissection, they use scalpel wrongly and injure the other person or maybe self. This is wrong. So that is the kind of scolding which you get. Sometimes you forget some important thing. Now coming to question number 95, in case you took tuition or did any job, what was the reason? The difficulty faced during the extra work, how you handled it, what lesson you learned from it. There are many people who are doing part-time things. They are taking tuitions because they have already gathered the information and they can pass it to someone junior and earn some support for themselves because their family is facing crisis, or there may be also some students who are doing it to not only revise their course but also get some extra money so that they burden their parents less. Now both the condition, it is a very responsible situation. It teaches you responsibility. It makes you more alert and practical. Taking tuitions is appreciated. Doing any part-time work also is appreciated. If you are a working person in the Air Force, Navy, and you are doing something extra in addition, not for earning, but something towards your duty, towards a family or for other things, it's acceptable. Suppose you are not working and you are in a normal place and you are having financial crisis at home and you are still aspiring to join the defense forces, but in the meantime you are doing some part-time marketing work or something other, nothing wrong, it's fair enough. So you can say that. So if you took tuitions, what was the reason? Tell that. The difficulty faced, whenever you do extra work, what do you have to do? What is the difficulty you face? Regularization, creating a proper routine, creating a system so that you work extra and nothing is disturbed. That is, your test papers are ready, everything is ready. How you handled it? What lesson you learned from it? You learned that you can multiply your capacity of working. Everyone who works extra becomes more capable person because then they realize that they were wasting some time which could have been utilized purposefully. So you can give this answer. Then we come down to question number 96. What would you term as your happiest moment, saddest, embarrassing moment? Now in happiest moment, whenever you achieve something, it is happy. Whenever you achieve something very special, it is more happy. You can say that. In case you have had a lot of achievements and you want to grade some achievement as special, you can tell that. In case you have all of them are the similar kind, then you can talk about the first one because first time you feel happy, but thereafter you get into the habit. Similarly, they ask our saddest moment. It is when you lose someone, maybe your best friend, you lost in an accident or someone who's passed away, maybe your grandparents, maybe someone whom you really liked as a relative has passed away, or a neighbor in the neighborhood, some uncle who was very nice, or a friend, whatever. Because it is natural to be sad when you lose a person because you know that is the last time you're seeing of him. So it's okay. Similarly, embarrassing moment, whenever you do over talking, I will do this but you can't do it, or you do mistakes, or you become overconfident, doesn't it embarrass you that you are overconfident that I would have done it but you have not done it? Now that is bad. So you can say that. If you are a person of sensibility, you will always feel embarrassed in doing silly mistakes because you have sense of respect for yourself. So when you have sense of respect for yourself and you do over talking and you are not able to achieve the result, you feel embarrassed, right? But if you're shameless, there is no embarrassment. So a person of respect will always have certain shame. So remember that you can say that there was a mistake I did this and I did not complete it, I felt very bad. Next time I made it a point to complete it in before time. Can say. People working, first time they got scolding from someone, they must have felt bad. You can talk about it. Anytime when you felt sad on seeing the other's pain, there are so many times when you walk in. India is full of a lot of sad pictures. You find near the station or you find somebody in deep trouble, you feel sad, don't you? You should have compassion also. I say firmness is okay, but I do not mean you have to be brutal. You don't have to be cruel, but you have to be firm. You can have compassion, and compassion connects people, and it should be there. Then you come down anytime when your family member or friend felt proud on you. Of course, when you must have achieved something great, they must have felt proud on you. You must have felt, okay, good, you've done wonderful. You must have given a debate, you may not have picked up the first prize, come second, but in spite of the tough competition, you picked up second prize. They must have felt proud of you. If you got good marks in science or anything in your boards, in spite of your tight circumstances at home, they must have felt proud of you. In front of other people, you have done something great. You must have done some kind of act on the road, helping somebody's life, and those people came to thank you. They must have felt proud of you. So there are a number of situations. Now we come down to question number 97. When you felt the happiness of victory, when you felt the sadness of defeat, any difficult moment, accident, if ever you faced, and how you handled it. Happiness of victory is always when you really work hard and you achieve it. It really inspires you. It is not a dead end, it is the first step. That is the time when you inspire and you realize that I'm going to do more. That's exactly it. When you feel the sadness of defeat, there are some times when you were all doing fine, but you did not remain calm and composed, or your team did basic errors. You yourself must have missed a catch and you feel they lost it, then you must be feeling sadness. Why all this feeling? Because these feelings will inspire you to do better next time. And that is what should be there in the inner motivation inside your heart, because that is how you will become a good, evolved leader, officer of men. Next, any difficult moment, accident, if ever you face, and how you handle. There may be time when you must have had some kind of thing and you remained cool, remained composed, and with courage, you went out of it. You may have been injured badly in an accident, but you remained cool, you acted nicely, and you came out of it. Now, these kind of things can be told you. Is it clear? Any issues? I'm rushing up so that you guys can understand the directions in minimum words. Some questions I have explained in detail because they required it. But some questions can be understood and you can apply your logic. I'm guiding you, and guidance will be healthy for you, because then you will run your mind in the right direction. And it is important that you run your mind and revise everything and practice all your questions well beforehand. Let's go further. Question number 98. Any questions you would like to ask from the interviewing officer? Now, this is something which the interviewing officer often does when they finish off the interview. Would you like to ask? I find people asking funny questions. They should not do that. They should write relevant questions. Now, tell me one thing. I am a psychologist by practice, been doing it for 30 years now. So what is the appropriate question you should ask me? Something related to psychology. Similarly, when you go and talk to the interviewer, what is the interviewer all about? Interviewer is all about armed forces, is about decision making. So you should ask something which is related to that. Not something silly, not something personal. Something relevant, which should inspire you. Anything that can be. Now I give you an answer, I know many of you will copy it, but I don't want to do that. You run your mind, I'm sure you will ask something, how we can get this score, what is better core, how we can work on this. That's it. I mean, you should be confident of your success. You can also ask him something, sir, what do you think we should do on this? You can ask, there is an elderly gentleman sitting in front of you, related to SSB. But you don't have to beg him. You have to take his suggestions in minimum words. Or if you want to know something which is your curiosity related to armed forces, not something related to quantum physics to him. It is foolish. That is what he is checking. Are you foolish or you ask a relevant thing? You go to an ice cream parlor, what do you ask? For an ice cream. You don't go there and ask, can you give me samosas? It will look odd. So whenever you are talking to an armed forces person, you should ask something related to armed forces or related to that. Now you cannot have a personal question also. Anything which serves as an inspiration, certain thing which is a curiosity, you can ask. But that should be relevant and it should be upscale to your knowledge. Upscale means you must be having the bare knowledge of the armed forces. Then you can ask. Not something that, sir, in the army, what is this? Now, that is suppose you should know. So anything which you want to know related to certain new changes of policies, certain new equipments, certain new advancements, or anything which you feel you should ask him, you can ask. Or you can politely say, thank you, sir, not in the least. In case he insists, then you ask him. Otherwise, you can close it up. Got it? Not got it. Even the group task officer, he asks, any questions? Well, you can ask related to group tasks, related to different activities. Right? You can ask something related to armed forces. So that's simple. Let's come down to the next question, please. Any suggestion you would like to give to the improve of the selection center for facilities or procedures? Now, this question is asked to see your observation power. Your observation power is relevant, should be relevant. You can come up with good suggestions if you really want to. Or if you have learned many things, you can say, no, sir, I rather have learned many things here. You can say that. But your observation is accountable. After all, you are come for an experience. And have you learned anything out of this experience? That is the purpose they are asking you this. So if they ask you, what have you learned from the selection center? You can always say, sir, I saw this and this is wonderful. And sometimes you feel you want to tell that, sir, I feel we have a cinema, but we can have this because there are a lot of people who do not know about armed forces and they do not listen to the people because it doesn't come from the horse's mouth. That means if an officer is giving a presentation here, I think it will influence a lot of people. And this can be done during the screening time in case they want to. A short presentation, but a brisk presentation so that they take good memories of the defense. Now this is just a suggestion. Don't copy all of you. You can come up with an idea and you can come up with something new. Is it clear? And about procedures, well, you can always say that, sir, it was wonderful working here. Now, unnecessary making a fun out of you is also not called for. So if you have got something really good, please. But in the right language, right demeanor, right politeness. Now, when we come down to question number 100 here, any regrets you have and why? Now, regrets, I believe that if you ever have, like some of the people who are joining force a little later as an officer or they have lately thinking of the promotion as an officer, they can always say, sir, I wish I would have done it few years before so that I could have gone a step ahead. There are some people who have come up for technical entry, but they did not apply for NDA and they did not realize what the armed forces organization is about. So you can say that. You can say that, sir, I wish I had known this earlier, so I would have applied. Earlier I was having a wrong belief that because of specs we won't be selected, or because of this, I think I would have joined better. So you can say these things as your regret. Now you're not going to regret the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You're going to regret something which is reasonably within your control. Is it clear?